Hello everyone, Dal here, and this is your introductory tutorial on Sculptris, which is a digital sculpting tool that we're going to be using for our next project. Now in upcoming weeks, I'm going to post a number of instructional videos about this program, all of which are meant for you to follow along and work along. By the time you complete any given video, you should have sculpted a corresponding object. So what is Sculptris? Well, it's a free and open source digital sculpting software made especially for artists. Once you get the hang of it, working in Sculptris is kind of like modeling or carving digital clay. It's also the most easy to learn and intuitive of the 3D modeling tools that I've personally tried. What's cool is that although the interface of Sculptris is really simple, there's actually a lot going on under the hood, meaning you can concern yourself with the shapes and forms you want to make without worrying about a bunch of technical constraints. Now, you might be wondering, how is that possible? Usually, simplicity and complex function don't go together. Well, you don't need to know all the programming, but it does help to understand a little bit about how Sculptris works. Essentially, the program relies on what's known as dynamic tessellation, also known as a grid of shapes that change. Basically, anything you want to make in Sculptris is created out of a bunch of connected triangles, which usually aren't visible unless you turn on a specialized view. When you make changes, the program adds or modifies these triangles as needed. You can see this through the tools you use within the program, which have strength sliders. The stronger your settings on a tool, the more triangles Sculptris will add when you sculpt. Ultimately, you can make really detailed 3D models with a variety of textures and surfaces in Sculptris. These can be either in and of themselves or they can be 3D printed. The one thing Sculptris is not particularly good for is for character animation, since its dynamic tessellation ends up being just a mass of triangles and not an ordered mesh. However, if you want to animate, you will have to remesh your object in another program after you sculpt it, and that is a possibility. Anyway, that downside doesn't really worry us as sculptors.